The HTC One Mini delivers a premium Android experience in a nicely compact package. It brings most of the signature features of its flagship sibling, including an aluminum unibody, ultra-pixel camera, boom sound stereo speakers, and Sense 5 flavored Android. Inside the box, you'll find an AC adapter, a USB cable, some headphones, some extra earbuds, as well as an included SIM ejector tool. From the front, the family resemblance is strong. The big question is, how much of a Mini is it really, with only 5mm less in both length and width? It may not sound like much on paper, but combined with the 20 grams of weight that the One Mini has shed, it makes for a solid difference in the hand. The overall design between the One and the Mini is the same, except for the plastic strip on the side. On the One Mini, it's thicker and made out of glossy plastic, and we would have preferred the matte plastic from the One. The aluminum edges on the front of the HTC One look better as well. The screen is 4.3 inches with 720p resolution, making for a pixel density of 342 ppi. It's not as sharp as the 4.7-inch 1080p screen on the big model, but you'd have to be looking really hard to spot any differences. Color reproduction, contrast, and viewing angles are great, which is what really counts. We did notice that the One Mini screen has a warmer white balance, but if you don't have the two screens side by side, it's hard to spot. The HTC One Mini has a Super LCD 2 screen protected by Gorilla Glass 3, while the big HTC One has a newer Super LCD 3 screen and the older Gorilla Glass 2. The HTC One Mini uses two capacitive keys, back and home. The home button can be configured to double as a menu key for those apps that still need one. Above and below the screen are the two boom sound stereo speakers, which sound about the same as the ones on the big HTC One. That is to say, way better than just about any other device on the market right now. The front-facing camera is a 1.6 megapixel shooter and records 720p video, down from 2 megapixels and 1080p video for the HTC One camera. The back is made of aluminum and is arguably the best looking in the Android world. The thickness of the HTC One and One Mini is the same, which is good as smaller phones usually end up thicker to maintain the internal volume. The curve of the back hides most of the 9.3mm of thickness. The ultra-pixel camera uses the same 4 megapixel image sensor. The hole seems smaller, but that's just the top layer. The actual f2.0 lens is the same. The HTC One Mini has the proprietary image chip 2, which handles the extra processing features that the Zoe feature requires, but it does lack one thing: optical image stabilization. Another feature that was dropped on the One Mini is the IR blaster. It used to be in the power lock button on the One, but here it's all aluminum now. The chipset has a slower Snapdragon 400 with dual-core Crate processor, and the battery has 1800 mAh capacity. The HTC One Mini runs Android 4.22 Jelly Bean with Sense 5 out of box. The software package is on par with the regular HTC One, which has been recently updated. The blink feed pane is the center of the home screen. It pulls interesting news from some 10,000 providers and mixes them with updates from your social networks. You can post and reply to messages from Facebook, Twitter, and other networks straight from blink feed. The HTC One Mini has regular home screens for shortcuts, folders, and widgets. The app drawer starts off showing very few icons, but you can change that to a 4x5 grid or use folders to fit more shortcuts on one screen. The big clock and weather info from lock screen and blink feed are visible here too. Android 4.2 bought a couple of new features that the One Mini incorporates. You can put a widget on the lock screen, just one widget unlike stock Android, and there are quick toggles in the notification area. The camera features Zoe mode, which snaps several full-resolution folders and a 3-second video clip. This info is later used to remove moving objects or make sure everyone in the photo is smiling. The video clips are also automatically stitched together to make a cool video highlight. The camera on the One Mini can record 1080p video with HDR mode. The only thing that's missing really is the optical image stabilization. Keep in mind that Zoe shots store a lot of info and will eat into 12 GB of user-available storage on the phone pretty quick. Once you've snapped some photos, you can open the gallery to find them organized into events automatically. Events group photos by their time and location and are displayed in a vertical strip of thumbnails. It's cool that these thumbnails are animated and even play the 3-second clips from Zoe shots.